Ready to listen, right? Listening. So what's listening all about? When I came up with this skill, I actually went to one of the CEOs that I was working with very closely, and I said, when you work with your employees, when you work with your subordinates, what's the number one skill you're looking for? Not when you hire, but when you work with them. And this person said listening, and I was like, what an arrogant chap. You want people to listen to you? He said, no, you don't get it. Of course I wasn't, because I wasn't listening. What he said, people come to my office and they usually ask for something. And I'm trying to explain to them consequences of my decision. So you want something for your department. I'm not saying I'm not agreeing or not approving, but I just want you to understand consequences. And what he said, it's very important. People come to my office, they talk, but they actually don't want to listen. So I'm trying to explain, even though I'm the boss, they don't listen. They hear me, but they don't listen. So what is listening, and why is listening so important? Listening is actually an empathetic skill. It's a skill to truly pay attention to what that person's needs, desires, constraints, references they have. And when I interviewed this person that I'm going to talk about in a second for the book, to be very honest, initially I interviewed her because I really wanted to have a different point of view. At that point, she was my student. So I'm talking about Jin Son. Jin Son was my student. She's Korean American, and I thought she was a very, very good listener because she was always a very good student in class. She was also class president. But boy, did she surprise me when I interviewed her. And she came to the interview, and I had no idea what she's gonna say. And she said, for me as an American Korean, listening is about this concept called nunchi. And I said, what? Nunchi. So what is nunchi? Because I don't want to butcher it, allow me to browse through this. Nunchi is the art of entering a room and being able to speed read what's happening, who's in the room, the emotions and feelings of the room. This helps you better understand what presence to bring, what energy to bring to the conversation. Is being able and comfortable to take a step back or a step in according to the situation. Nunchi. Isn't that amazing? It is an extraordinarily sophisticated skill. And, Jin Son taught me that in Korean culture, this is a very, very important pillar of sort of societal rules. And Jin Son, who was a student, and like I said, she's Korean American, she's a female growing up in US. She says at some point, nunchi can almost become a kryptonite, because you become so aware of your environment and you're so good at knowing when to do, what to do, and when to do it that sometimes probably you're paying too much attention to it. But anyway, it's a fascinating concept. I love it. I'm going to study a lot more this concept of nunchi. And let's all remember that when you're listening, you're not just hearing, but you're truly embedded, you're truly paying attention, and you're truly trying to understand what the other person wants to say and how they say it and when they say it. Let's practice nunchi.